The climate crisis demands more than just tweaks to existing designs, but radical interventions and reimagining of the materials and systems that we use. How can we embrace truly disruptive solutions and challenge the core of our consumption patterns? How can we abandon the familiar and think outside the box? That's what we're here to discuss at this Mixed Roundtable with the Collective.
Radical innovation for me looks like everyone being more connected. So what I mean by that is thinking about sustainability in a really holistic way, that we all are more connected to one another, so we're working together collectively in communities, and we're also more connected to nature.
For me, the biggest thing we can do and that we're trying to do is move to systems thinking and starting to think about everything we do as a very interconnected system where everything impacts everything, and it becomes more about a process rather than individual project. And then it moves away from being about, taste or trends, and it moves towards looking at everything we do and all the material that we have, and how we can reuse what's there, but also what happens to it after we're done.
I think it would be good to see how collectively the industry can change and develop reuse libraries, because we need to start thinking about what tools we can provide designers with to make sure that they make the most of what's already in the built environment. The idea that all items that are put out into the world come with a passport, so that you know exactly what's it made of, what are the component parts, how can I take it apart and make it into something else.
I think businesses can be encouraged to embrace radical innovation when they see the connection between their financial KPIs in the long run and also the importance of the impact of the climate crisis on that growth that they foresee. There was a really interesting study from the University of Exeter that talks about by 2070 we could see GDP halved if we don't consider climate crisis in our decision making.
I work a lot in workplace, and what I find is that fit out has almost like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years cycles, which means that after that point in time, then the fit out is deemed tired, it wants to be revamped. So I feel like we need to start thinking like architects or designers of the past would have done, and really press the importance of quality and longevity.
Yes, I am hopeful that we can make less impact and still grow. I think it's the founding principle of the Science-Based Target Initiative that, yes, you have a period where you can have growth and emit more carbon, and then you become more knowledgeable about what that means and more cognizant of the impacts that you're having, and then the impact on nature and sustainability is limited as you make those better decisions.
It's not necessarily always about upscaling or downsizing, but it's about, I think, what we call it now, right sizing, which means that you try to assess the space that you're taking up or the space that you're in, working some flexibility based on possible fluctuations in your workforce.
I think there's some great examples in the commercial industry. Not necessarily, I don't know, the Patagonia is a great brand example of a company that's gone in all ethical. So I think it's more a mindset than anything else.